Hey, welcome back. Hey, I know I've been gone for a minute, but that's okay. I stayed busy. So I hope you've been staying busy too. But today, I wanted to show you how to add fractions with unlike denominators. Now I can show you how to add fractions with like denominators, but this is going to cover that too, because that's the easy part. So I'm going to show you how to get a common denominator. So without further ado, you know me. I like you to have your notebook, write this example down, and go through it with me because you'll learn a lot more. All right, here we go. So notice I have unlike denominators. I have a 4 and I have a 2. The denominator must be the same in order for you to be able to add, called the LCD, least common denominator. But don't get worried, don't get hung up about the definitions here. All that means is that I have to make these two numbers the same. So this is the strategy. Step 1, look at your smaller denominator and ask yourself, can I multiply this number times something to make it the same as my second denominator? In this case, the answer is, of course, yes. All I have to do is multiply it by 2 and I can get a 4, just like this one. Since I can make it a 4, I'm going to leave this one, this whole fraction alone, and I'm going to focus only on this one, on making it a 4, because whatever I multiply this by, the denominator, I have to multiply the numerator by it. All right, so let's go ahead and take the first step. We're going to multiply here by 2. That means we have to multiply the top by 2. Therefore, our new fraction is 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. Great. That's the hardest part of this whole thing. Now that you've made the fractions with the same denominator, you have common denominators, all you have to do is add the numerators. Do not ever add the denominators, only the numerators. So in this case, we have 1 plus 2, which equals 3. The denominator simply stays the same. So I'm going to bring one of these 4's over, and that's it. 3 over 4 is my final answer. So circle it. Yeah! And the crowd is going wild. Oh, okay. But you get it? Pretty simple, right? Let's take a look at another one. Now again, write it down. Go ahead and pause the video and write it down. So let's get going. So now we have 9 over 10 plus a negative 1 over 2. Negative. Don't worry about the negative. I want you to ignore it until you get common denominators. So for now, treat it just as if it was two positive numbers that you're trying to add. And we're trying to convert this. Remember, we want to look at the small one, the small denominator, and see if we can make it like the large one. In this case, once again, yes, we can. So this 2 can become a 10 by multiplying it times 5. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to multiply here by 5. We're going to multiply here by 5. So now, my new fractions, I'm trying to get a different color, is going to be, let me write it underneath here. Let me see if I can scoot up. There we go. It's going to be 9 over 10. I want to leave that first fraction the same because it already has a 10. And then 2 times 5 and 1 times 5. Now notice that this is going to be negative, so don't forget that. So negative 5 over 10. There you go. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Now I have same denominators. Now I'm going to apply my rules about adding integers. You remember? I taught you this last week. Well, if you're in my class. But if you're not, pay attention. When we have different signs, that means this right here, since it doesn't have a sign, it is positive. Since this is positive and this is negative, they are different signs. Listen to me carefully and write this down. Same signs add, different signs subtract. So what we want to do here is subtract because we have different signs. We have a positive and we have a negative. I understand that this is telling us to add, but because we have different signs, we're going to listen to Miss Medina and we're going to subtract. All right, so we got 9 minus 5, and that gives me 4. And remember, the denominators do not get added, just bring it right over. 4 over 10. Almost done. Because remember, you always have to simplify. Even if the directions don't say to simplify, you must simplify. So let's go ahead and simplify. It looks like they both have a common denominator of 2. So I'm going to divide numerator and denominator by 2. And I end up with 4 here divided by 2 gives me 2. And 10 divided by 2 gives me 5. This right here is my final answer. And don't forget, like I almost forgot right now, this is negative. So this final answer is negative. So make sure you put a negative in there. Now that looks sloppy. Don't make your work sloppy like that. So I got to lead by example. Let me fix it right here for demonstration purposes only. All right, there's my negative sign. Now I circle all that. 2/5. Oh yeah, once again. Is it getting easy? I hope so, because that's what I aim for, to make complicated subjects seem so easy. All right. Hey, I got a challenge for you. You ready? I'm going to put up a problem, and I want you to pause the video. Then I want you to see if you can solve it yourself. Here we go. But Mr. Medina, this doesn't look like the others. Hey. This one just has an extra fraction. Remember the rule. You want to get common denominators, right? Take a look at it and see if you can try it on your own. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, I hope you're back now after you tried it. Now, this problem did try to trick you a little bit. You see how they have parentheses here? Now, normally in order of operations, we know that parentheses, we have to solve that first. But look at the problem itself. I have addition here, and I have addition here. Does it matter in which way I add? It does not. If I add 2 plus 3, I get 5. And if I add 3 plus 2, I still get 5. So the order doesn't matter. So even though they have parentheses to throw me off, I'm not going to fall for it. So let's go ahead and write this fraction down, since this one has a denominator of 4 and this one has a denominator of 4. So I'm going to mess with those first. So here we have negative 3 over 4 plus, because of this plus sign, 7 over 4. So 7 over 4. I'm going to do those first, and then I'll bring over the 5 over 9. Okay? So let's see, what do we got here? Now notice, same signs add, different signs subtract. We have a negative 3 plus 7. Since they're different signs, I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 3, 3 minus 7, I still get a positive 4. So I get 4 over 4. Hey, this equals 1. Okay, so now that that equals 1, I'm going to bring this fraction over, and I have to add the 5/9 to it. By God, I don't even need another denominator. I have my answer right here. My final answer is 1 and 5 over 9. I'm done. See how easy it was? And I bet you got it, didn't you? Hey. Guess what? If you did, you know how to add unlike fractions with unlike denominators. Okay, subtraction, it's just subtraction problems, the same opposite of addition. So I mean, I could throw in a subtraction problem here. Let's see if I have one here. We're gonna throw one in. You know, we'll make it this a bonus, so that way I don't have to create a brand new video. Besides, we're only 5 minutes in. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get negative 2/3. And we're going to subtract 1 over 2. This is a subtraction problem. No big deal. We're going to apply the same rules, except now we're going to subtract. And you know how to subtract. Come on. All right. Let's get a beautiful color like a blue. Here we go. Can I make the 2 a 3? In this case, the answer is no. When the answer is no, then I'm going to go ahead and multiply them together, especially if they're small numbers. That'll give me my common denominator. So in this case, if I multiply them together, that means that I'm going to multiply here by 3, and the top by 3, and here by 2, and the top by 2. And that's going to give me my new fraction. So let's have at it. Here we go. 2 times 2 is 4. Ooh, that's a crazy looking 4. It's almost Egyptian. And 2 times 3 is 6. There we go. So now we got a 6 there. Here's my minus sign right there. Let's bring that down here. And now 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. I am ready to subtract now. Let's go. Let's do this. 4 minus 3 is 1. Remember, the denominators, do not add them or subtract them. Just bring it right on over. Now, I thought oh, yeah. Oh, I made a mistake. I caught my mistake. Did you see my mistake? Pause this video and let me know if you caught my mistake. All right, here's where I made a mistake because I got blinded by all this extra writing. This right here is negative, which means that this is negative. There's a different rule that applies here. So let's go ahead and, oops, I thought I could delete it. There we go. So let's go ahead and apply this rule here. We're going to keep, change, change. Okay? That means always keep the first fraction the same. Leave it alone. But we're going to change this symbol to the opposite, which is addition. So let's go ahead and change it to addition. Let me get a different color so it's obvious that I changed it. And we're going to change the second fraction. It's a positive, so now we're going to make it negative. That's what it means by keep, change, change. I change this to the opposite, and I change this to the opposite. So now what do we have? We have negative 4 over 6 plus 3, negative 3 over 6. I don't like it up there. I mean, it doesn't matter that it's up there. It doesn't matter. I like to put it down here. So now we have two negative fractions. So add them and keep the negative sign. So 4 plus 3, that's 7. And the 6 comes right over. They're both negative, so keep the negative sign. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my final answer. So don't try to go so fast like I do and try to make a mistake. But luckily, I caught my mistake, all right? Hey, I hope you liked this video. And if you did, come on, hit the like and subscribe button, all right? And I'll see you next time on Math Quiz. Goodbye.